Baba Ahmed reacts as state governors reject bill for judiciary and local government autonomy. According to the news that was published by a national newspaper, it was reported that the spokesperson for the Northern Elders Forum, Dr. Baba Ahmed, while talking to a correspondent, has reacted in saying some state governors reject bill proposing local government autonomy. Why would they not reject it? Because all they are after is for them to be in charge and in control. And that is why development is far from the people. Imagine a governor being on a program and somebody from a rural local government calling that they don't have water. Is that supposed to be the responsibility of the state governor if the local government is functioning? Local government is the nearest to the people, especially at the grassroots, while at the state governors against this autonomy. Why do they want to be in charge? Why do they want to control everything? Development will be far from us until we allow the local government to have its autonomy, to guide their people, rule their people, provide the social amenities and all that are dividends of democracy to the people at the grassroots. The governor is in the state capital, far from what is happening in the local government, and that is why a lot of issues around security happens at the local level. You hardly hear it in the major town apart from maybe people traveling from one state to the other. But within the local government, the chairman of that local government will feel his people, is within them, is living there with them. He knows what the desires are, he knows what they need to provide when they are legislating too in the local government, talking about what and what they need to provide. Apart from paying salary today, most of the states, the local governments are not doing anything. During the interview, Baba Ahmed was told that some state governments rejected autonomy for the judiciary and local governments. The judiciary is because they want to control those that will do government and give them judgment in their favor. That is why they don't want to give judiciary to the autonomy that they deserve. And what was his take on the matter? And while he was responding, he said a thing that since 1999, the operation of the Nigerian Constitution was created monster out of our governors, and they have become serious problems because they have assumed powers and influence far beyond what the Constitution provides. Then what is the role of the National Assembly? What are they doing? Are they not supposed to legislate? Well, the issue is we are told that we have three arms of government, and but the three arms, are they working independently or they are working based on the influence of the executive most of the time? The constitutional process needs to be looked into, and this is a pretty serious problem. They have the governors as of whom powers and influence that is far beyond what the Constitution provides. The presidential system has accrued too much of powers on the president and governors, and it is important for us to begin to interrogate if this is actually a good thing for us in this country. There's no way it can be a good thing. Since 1999 to date, are we where we are supposed to be, especially at the local government level, even at the state level, when we have a lot of imposition, when the governors are the one picking who will be the chairman of a local government? The democracy at the grassroots level is not there at all. If a governor, others who already had the state legislator in his pocket can determine what element of the Constitution they approve and what not to approve, that shows there is trouble. There is big trouble indeed. And that is why you enter, even within the city capital, you go to some local government, you begin to wonder, is it part of the state? Why are things not moving? I will tell you the only thing the local government does is just to pay salary. After salary, nothing more. Ordinary culverts cannot do, they cannot approve, they cannot build for their community. Bridge of less than 100 meters, they cannot provide in any local government. He said how a president will simply decide which bill to sign and what not to sign after so much debate by the National Assembly. The National Assembly have the powers. They can override when it is in the interest of the people. But is it happening in our National Assembly? No. They listen and dance to the tune of Mr. President. Same with the state assemblies. It's whatever the governor wants that they do, not what the interests of the people are, not what will benefit majority of the citizens, but whatever the governor asks them to do is what they carry out. The state assembly still pass through the governors. It's interesting, and that's something that is very wrong with the presidential system of government, as we need to ask ourselves if we should really continue with this system or we should change it. I don't see anyone changing this system that we are currently doing, because majority of them are enjoying it. There are a lot of packages for them. They come up with something. They even use those laws to negotiate with Mr. President or even the governors. The governor in the state dictate, even if they are ready to change, if the leadership of that house in the state is adamant. That's why you see a lot of state speakers will be changed anyhow. If it's not dancing to the tune of the governor, you see the speaker, they will impeach him. Another person will be asked to take over because he's not doing the bidding of the state governor. We look at our constitution since 1999, and honestly, that is one of the things that the 10th Assembly should look into. What are those things that are impediment? What are those things that is holding us back? They should look into them and make sure that they begin to effect changes. Otherwise, no matter how beautiful the thing is, we may not get the dividends of democracy that is desired, especially at the local government level. He said, is it serving our interests? How can the president and the 36 governors, including the Federal Capital Territory Minister, have such an awesome power to decide what happens to us? It is a very serious issue, and it must be addressed. Addressed by who? By the 10th Assembly or by the State House Assembly that dance to the tune of the highest bidder. And that is why, for me, the electorate should start looking at what and who they are voting into elective position. And you agree with me that the Nigerian Labour Congress too, who used to wield so much powers, today at the state level, it is who they want to be the chairman of the Labour Congress that they appoint. Even within the system, they have so collaborated with a lot of them that you hardly hear any state Labour Congress chairman challenging or talking about things that are not working in their state. Same with the national level. When they make noise, after a week, everything will fizzle out because money has changed hand. Are we going to continue like this? What is your take on this? Kindly make it known as you subscribe to this channel. Thank you.